Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Lindsay. If you're new, please subscribe. Today we are doing a little mini inspiration tutorial video. Wow, ink all over my hands. I think I say that all the time, but I refill my own ink cartridges and they're small ink cartridges, so every couple days I have to fill them. And every couple days I have blue and red and everything all over my hands, and it takes a while to wash off. So anyway, today's video is sponsored by Cara Brandon Creations, and she was so kind to sponsor this video for me. I was looking for someone to sponsor this type of a video, and she had what I needed. So thank you, Cara, for sending this. She sent me some vintage postage stamps, and today we're going to talk about using vintage postage stamps in our junk journals. So today is a little bit more of a personal type. This is my personal junk journal. It is almost full. It is almost completed. So we will do a very long flip through and discussion of it shortly. But I'm going to show a couple ideas of ways I've been using postage stamps in junk journals. So I was so excited when she sent me these because she sent me the cute little vintage bags as well that I think are just so cute, and I've been wanting some. So that was a bonus. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter which one I open here. She has, I believe she has some of these stamps available on her Etsy, which I will list below. I don't think she put, oh yeah, Cara Brandon Creations, but I'll have that linked below, and also check out her YouTube. And she has this, I think she has stamps in there. If she doesn't, you can message her. I know she has a lot of other wonderful items. So here are a bunch of postage stamps. These are canceled postage stamps. These look like they're from the Netherlands, which is really neat. But you don't have to have vintage stamps or you know, they can still be on the paper. You can rip them off of envelopes, and that would be definitely a way to do it. So I'm going to try to find a place. This journal is getting extremely full, and that's good and that's happy. But we're going to find a couple places where we can add postage stamps so you can see what they look like. So in this little flip up here in my journal, which I wrote over the summer, what I was watching on Hulu, and just as a little thing, but Shelby, who made me this journal, see, she stitched on a little bit of this crocheted lace, and so I'm going to use that as a background, and I'm just going to add on a stamp. Super easy, super fun. I've found, as I've been working the last couple weeks with a few stamps here and there, I think it was my pen pal Mandy who sent me a few flower stamps. I've already used them all. That I absolutely love the way a postage stamp looks on a junk journal. And since they were pretty much made to just go straight on paper, that is the main way that I use them. It's just kind of collaging them on. They add a total more depth and everything like that. So I'm just kind of flipping through to find another spot. Okay, so here's a tab. This is a great thing to do. And I'm going to add it on this side so I see it poking out. But a great thing to do is to take a stamp and add it to the tabs in your junk journal, because you will see these little vintage stamps peeking out. I don't see that a whole lot, if I've seen it at all. If I have, I would think Ephemera's Vintage Garden, which I'm not sure that she's done it. It just seems like something she would do. I love her videos. Hers was the first junk journal I ever saw, was one of her videos. And so then that really adds a really neat look. And when I close my journal, you can see the stamp peeking out there. It's a 5-cent stamp from the Netherlands. So definitely add them to tabs. Give that a try. I love how that looks. Here's a little tuck spot where I have a few little things tucked on there. And I'm thinking about adding a stamp to that as well, because this is really neat. I believe it was Shelby who actually, yeah, Shelby put this in the journal, and this is all like that faux rust technique. So it has texture, but it's all one color. So that is a great place to just layer up a stamp. Now it's just added extra dimension and depth. You can also tuck them, this little fabric pocket I made, and I made it to display some of these die cut buttons. But another thing that you can do, and I want to open a couple other of these bags because those seem to be all stamps from the Netherlands. And these are United States stamps, Lincoln, 4 cent. You can tuck them in little places. And what I think is really neat, I'm going to tuck a little Lincoln stamp in there. And what I think is really cool about that is you're going to probably forget you tucked it in there. So when you're going through your journal years later and you pull it out, it'll be like, oh, wow, that's really neat. It's a little piece of ephemera. And so I think that's super adorable to add something like that. Here, I definitely think I could add something. I have a little bit of journaling down here about my Etsy shop. And I have one of my bird pieces of ephemera, and then these pieces, I don't know, I think they may have come in the journal. I don't remember anymore, you guys. I have been working in this journal for a long time. So I'm just going to keep layering up. I'm going to add 2 different stamps. The orange I'm pulling from the orange, and then I'm going to see, I think there's a green one. Oh, wow, this one's really neat. I love that. And so I'm going to just, so another thing to do is to add multiples and just kind of layer more than 1 stamp. And if they're different, that looks really, really neat. The nice thing about stamps is they're meant to be flat on like an envelope. So they're not adding any bulk, but they add so much because not only do you have the beautiful printed colors, if they're canceled, you have a cancellation. And then you also have like the, what's that called? Scalloped edges on them. So let's try to find a couple. Okay, so here's a great idea for it. This is a fabric flip, and this fabric was from Magnolia Seed. It was, I think she had wrapped something in it for me, and I thought it was so gorgeous. I made a fabric tip-in, and I made a little note under here where it was from because I knew I would forget. But you can add things on here, and I'm going to use my new stapler. I got this at Walmart for about $6. I think it was $5.94. I really highly suggest that you buy this if you have a Walmart near you. It is very heavy duty, and it can staple up to 20 pages. Very easy to change the staples. You just pull this little thing out, stick the staples in, and push it back in, and it locks in that hole. But I really, really recommend this. I actually had bought a Tim Holtz tiny attacher that for some reason did not last for me. I don't know if I got a damaged one or whatever, but I love the handheld. This is really heavy duty. This is not a tiny attacher. It's regular staples, but that's a great price. So let's open another little bag here. Looks like she sent me a couple of state stamps from Mississippi, and I love this double one here, how they're still together, but yet they're canceled out. So I'm going to add that somewhere to the fabric, and I like it up at the top. So I'm going to try to come around here so I can get this stapler where I want it, and I'm going to just staple it on there. Now we've added even more texture, the texture of those staples. That is super neat, and yeah, I'll leave that just like there. So fabric tip-ins, things like that, what can you staple them onto? Let's see, maybe up here. This tuck spot she made has that same crocheted lace. I think it's beautiful. And I'm just going to add that. All right, let's see. Let's try to do maybe 2 or 3 more. This page, I haven't written anything on yet, but this is a patterned paper. And then when this is like the reverse of a stencil. I didn't want to waste the ink. I put it down on here and then closed it while it was wet. So it has this beautiful glimmer mist effect. And let's see what else she sent. These look like they're from Canada. So she has a wonderful variety. I'm just looking through them. Trying to find something that color-wise would go well. Let's see. She also has these ones, which I think they're from France. I used to collect stamps when I was a little girl, and I wish I had kept my stamp collection. So I had quite a few. They weren't worth a whole lot, but I really enjoyed it. So really the concept with postage stamps, just layer. You could stitch over them or whatever, but I don't really think it's necessary because of the postmark. It adds so much. All right, let's find one more. Okay, this little booklet, Shelby made and stuck it in here, but there's no decoration on the cover. So let's decorate a mini journal with some stamps. Whoop, and there goes my glue stick. So I'm just kind of pulling out. Let's do a couple of different, we'll do a Canada, a Netherlands, France. We'll do like one of each. There we go. And let me see if I can grab my glue stick. It dropped all the way down there. And I honestly thought that I was going to be layering this with a bunch more things, but I just love the way they look. Usually when I just glue things down, I think that they need more, but I think it's because our eyes are so trained to see postage stamps just on a letter. Definitely. So definitely check with Cara. See what stamps she has available in her shop, and if she doesn't have any in there, send her a message. I know she's going to be selling them if they're not up yet. Here we go. So now we have a cute little cover. Find the middle of this booklet. Not that it really matters. I'm being OCD about it. There we go. And then just stick that there, and then beautiful stamps. Now I had pulled out a couple of, I'll just make this video longer. You can stop it now if you've got the idea, but I pulled out a couple scraps because I did want to try some layering. So I just am going to, so you guys can see. You're getting like a pre-sneak peek of my journal here. That's a tuck spot. But if I staple it down here, it should not affect. That is really neat. So we have, this is just punched out from a piece of trash. I think I stapled in this tag, but great. I'm gonna have to get that out later. That's silly of me. And then a stamp and a staple. Just make sure you don't staple things in like I just did. Let's see. Then I've got this little piece of music paper. Oh, we're back to where we were. Maybe I need to go. There we go. Just looking through the stamp she sent. All right, I like this orange one. I'm gonna make sure that I am not stapling anything into it. Here we go. Perfect. And then I have some little wallpaper scraps here. And I do sell wallpaper in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in that, you can just go to the section that says wallpaper and you can see whatever is available. But I will definitely be adding more if there isn't, so you can always send me a message. And I'm going to try layering up 2 stamps and a piece of wallpaper and make sure that I am not stapling anything into it. Love it. And that could even be a little tiny tuck spot. So I'm going to put all these things back in the pocket. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed this video in some ways to very easily, simple beginner, add postage stamps to your journals. I really enjoyed doing this video with you. There will be a part 2 of this video actually, and that will be about making like faux postage stamps to use. And that will be coming shortly. So I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.